Green Arrow, number 5, written by Dan Jurgens and Keith Giffen, art by Dan Jurgens as well. Last issue we left off with Blood Rose revealing she has superpowers and then getting away from Green Arrow. This issue picks up with Blood Rose coming back to her cave. It's literally a shipping container with Midas, who he's all caring and tender, and he's like, oh, he almost killed you. But you need to be careful, but at least now we know that the archer is territorial, and he's really upset that Green Arrow hurt her and is going on his way to get revenge as she rests up. So then we cut over to Green Arrow. He manages to sneak his way back into his own office, and now he has to pretend like he's been there the whole time, I guess. His assistant walks in and finds him, like, he's out of his costume, but he's still, like, pretty much just naked. And he's like, whoa, it's like you've never seen me in my underwear before. That's pretty normal. And the assistant then just reveals that apparently the CEO gave the assistant veto power over any of Oliver's ideas or whatever stuff he wants to do. So that way, like, he likes the assistant so much that he's not going to fight it. I don't know. It's all told via third person, via his two, like, the people behind the chair sort of people. And genuinely, for the life of me, I cannot figure out what this page is saying. Like, every panel is disconnected from every other panel. And the last panel on this page is, do you think Wonder Woman's breasts are real? I don't know what they're talking about, so I'm just going to keep going. Then we see what I can only assume is Midas's backstory. It's told via literal sentence fragments, and they are not, like, they're barely connected. And basically you just see that there's some guy, he was working on, like, a solution for handling toxic materials. He's seduced by some woman who then tries to kill him. They end up exploding his lab, and he's doused in toxic chemicals. And now he became this big, hulking, toxic waste dump. That's it. That's the gist of it. So anyway, Midas once again is going on his way to go hurt Green Arrow because Green Arrow hurt his beautiful Blood Rose, who actually loves him for him. Anyway, we cut over to Q-Core again, and Oliver and the assistant are just walking out as Midas busts his way in to the building. And basically, like, Oliver tells his assistant, like, hey, get out of here, Adrian. And then Midas is like, no, she stays. I want you to leave. She's going to be my hostage so that Green Arrow shows up. And Oliver hears this and is like, all right. And he runs off. He immediately gets changed into his Green Arrow stuff. The one girl is behind the chair talking to him and basically saying, like, do we know this guy? Has he shown up anywhere before? And they're like, no, we have no idea why he hates you. Regardless, get into the fight. So he gets Adrian away from Midas, and then they just start shooting and talking bad about each other. How Midas is so upset that Blood Rose got hurt, and Green Arrow's like, well, she kind of was a bitch. So that, of course, does not go over well. We see that Green Arrow is able to shoot Midas, like, through the arms and through the chest, and nothing stops him, and the toxic chemicals within him just disintegrate it. The person behind the chair says not to let Midas lay a hand on Ollie, or else he'll get toxic burns. So then, at one point, Green Arrow's like, okay, all right, I've got an idea. How about some nerve toxin to put you to sleep? And literally everybody, from the person in the chair to Midas, is like, why did you think more toxins would stop me? And he's like, good point. So anyway, Midas is done with the fight. He's pissed off. He gets his hand on Green Arrow's shoulder and starts burning him. And as he's about to kill him, Oliver takes one of his arrows out, shoves it through the bottom of Midas's jaw up towards his skull, and then flips a switch, and it turns out to be a, like, supersonic Banshee arrow that is enough to put him out, and he falls to the ground. And the person behind the chair is like, wow, good call using the Banshee arrow. And Oliver's like, I had no idea what that was. I just used an arrow, and I'm lucky that it worked. But as he's trying to figure out, all right, who is this guy? What is he going to do? Blood Rose shows back up and holds a gun to Oliver's head. And it's just like, We've got you. She doesn't actually say that. I can't figure out what she's saying. 4 pounds of pull, 3 pounds of pressure. Your move. I'm assuming that's talking about the gun, but your guess is as good as mine. That's where we leave off. Man, I don't like this. I don't like this. Like, I can't even remember what Blood Rose was going after Green Arrow for. I think she was going after Oliver, but now Midas doesn't care about Oliver and is strictly going after Green Arrow. Like, what are we doing with this story? Next issue is both of them fighting at the same time. So, great, cool, awesome. This is a 4. Like, it's really dragged down by that, like, 2 entire pages. One page of I don't know what they're talking about, and the other page is literal sentence fragments. This book frustrates me, and I don't want to keep doing it, but it's one of the most longest running series of the whole New 52, so please pray for me.